Welcome back to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. This is such a wonderful day. Oh, did I do that? I love Bollywood movies, guys, and I think I'm going to go and watch one right after this. But don't you go anywhere because we have a great show for you today. Welcome back to Dream Chasers Radio. You can get us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn, Deezer, Vimeo, Roku, Amazon Fire, YouTube. Yes, YouTube is actually picking up. I'm so thankful that you guys are actually going over there and subscribing. Subscribe to YouTube. That's Dream Chasers Radio. Dream Chasers Radio. Pick those numbers up, guys. I'm ready. I'm over there doing a little bit of a reorganizationing things and it's under construction, whatever. Dream Chasers Radio. We have a great show for you today. I want to welcome to the show a recording artist. He is in his studio. I can see it behind him because I know what studios look like. Welcome to the show. Please tell everybody who you are and what you do, please.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Yaya, by the way.
Hey.
I'm Adrian Davis, and I am a music artist, music producer, songwriter, and just glad to be here today.
Awesome. So tell me, okay, there is a journey behind every musician. I don't care how long you've been in, 1 year, 20 years, what's in short, your journey so far? How has it been treating you, the music industry?
Well, the music industry is very much connected to me personally as of course, as a musician, as a family musician. My whole family, family full of musicians. My mother plays instrument and sings. My brother plays, he's a producer. And I just grew up around that. And I'm a music educator. So a lot of what I do in the industry informs what I do in the classroom. And I have a very serious passion for music education.
Wow. You know, I love music education, and I hated the fact that they took it out of the schools. They've replaced it a little bit here and there, but not so much. I remember back in the day, there used to be saxophone classes, and I was like, maybe one day I'll be like, I'll play the saxophone. My mom was like, no, you're a singer. She's like, don't even try it because you don't sound good playing the flute. You ain't gonna be doing no saxophone in my house.
Yeah.
But the music education, I mean, what is that like for you? Because like when you go in and you teach children, do you find that helps them to kind of remember more, be better students?
Yes, I think that music education in general it's not only a support system for kids in school, but there's value in music education all by itself, that some kids are actually coming to school for the music, and the music actually gives credibility to everything else and to the math. And I mean, who's coming to school to do like math and science? There are some kids that are. You look around, but the value of music, there's so much social and social interactive stuff that's going on with you. That music helps you to get through everything else, but it's also a value in music just to do music by itself.
Oh man, I tell you, when it comes to schools nowadays, how are you faring? I know that they want the schools to open again. Are you still teaching in the schools?
I'm still teaching in the schools. Right now, we are doing, I guess, what they call remote or distance learning, so most of the students that I see now, I see them just like I'm looking at you on Zoom here. And
it's got to be amazing. I mean, the learning capability, even over the internet, is still prominent.
Yeah, I mean, there's still plenty to do, and there's still a lot to capture, even in education like this, because the music industry is this. and it's electronics, it's digital music. And I think one of the things that's helping us as music educators to grow is to get beyond, you know, the just doing orchestra and band, which I think is cool. I do band and orchestra, and I teach choir as well. But our kids, you know, man, they're rolling up in school, you know, with the, you know, doing this, you know.
Oh
and
yeah.
so, you know, meet them where they are. And I don't like saying meet them where they are and bring them where you are. That's false. Meet them where they are and affirm that, because where they are in many cases is dope. So let's affirm that in the classroom on Zoom doing this distance learning.
Wow. Now, doing the distance learning, and now, you know, and now you being in the music industry as a person who actually does and composes music and does things, has that helped you in a way to kind of like step back away from going so many, you know, every day to work? Now that you're home, you're doing the distance learning, have you been more creative, less creative? Have you been going out of your mind? I mean, what has been going on since all of this has begun?
I have been all of that, everything you just said. and and I really mean that in a positive way, because I have had more time to invest in myself. You know, being in this little studio, this is my little one of my artists, Roderick Neal, he calls it the bunker. I'm down here in the basement, but this is kind of my therapy. This is my self-help, self-care area where I can really dive in and I can practice and I can create and listen to music. Listening is all a part of it as well. I just listened to some great music earlier this morning, and I'm just like, oh, I'm ready to make some more music now. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's all engaged in this room here.
Wow. So tell me about your latest project.
Uh, this single that I just released is called "We Can Do It." It's very much tied to what's going on in the world today, what's going on in the United States. Uh, Living here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, uh, if you've been, you know, knowing what's going on with George Floyd and everything that's going on with the police and what's going on with racial inequalities, I just came up with a tune. It was a therapy tune. You know, we had some protests. My neighborhood, although the incident with Floyd happened in South Minneapolis, I live in North Minneapolis, but we were still greatly affected by what is happening because we're all family here. And um, and we have the school where I teach, as a matter of fact, is about 5 or 6 blocks from the George Floyd incident.
Wow.
So, you know, I have students who were directly affected by that. As a matter of fact, one of the student who actually, the person who recorded the George Floyd incident was one of my students. Yeah, I know, surprise, surprise, that it was a minor that witnessed that. I know I may be off topic a little bit, but yeah, that was a minor that recorded that. So all of that was just close to home to me. And I just said, I got to get this out. You know, music, this is my therapy, and I want to help people, you know, give them a soundtrack for the movement, whatever that movement is, if it's Black Lives Matter or however you're feeling, this song speaks to that. And that's what I wanted to share with everyone.
That's deep. That's really deep. And you know, I hope that she is okay, because you know, to record something like that is traumatic and can cause PSD. You know,
Yes.
and so, you know, I know because you know when it's just simple things. You know, when you walk down the street, the last time you walked down this particular area, this happened, and now when you walk down that area, it's like you expect, you know, something else to happen or what's going to happen this time. So it kind of signals in your brain, oh, this is danger. You know,
Mm-hmm.
this is a bad time to be right where you're at because the last time. So PSD can be simple, but then it can be very bad. And I think I pray for her. I do pray for her because that's a hard thing.
Yeah. On a side note about this tune, um, I actually the writing process for this tune actually started about 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I had started the lyrics, and I finished it recently based on everything that was happening. but I actually started writing this tune about 5 years ago, around the time that, if you're familiar with Eric Garner,
Mhm.
uh, and all of
Oh,
that was
wow.
happening with Freddie Gray and Eric Garner. All, I mean, it was like happening like all at the same time.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
we had Jamar Clark that was going on here, and and yeah, amazing enough that we're still talking about the same thing
Yes.
like 5 years
Yes.
later, the same old, same old. So
Well, you know, I've had someone tell me, and I kind of agree with them. It's been going on for many, many years. It's not something that hasn't been going on. But what's going on now is we have phones.
yep,
And
yep,
so by everyone being able to record injustices and things that are going on, now we're getting more data that's been recorded by just the regular mojo walking down the street going, oh, I wonder what's going on there.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's like, that's what's going on.
yep.
It's not that it hasn't been happening. And most people, oh, well, it's just started, you know. No, no,
No,
this has been going on since before I was born, you
sure.
know, before my mother was born, before her mother was born. This has
Hmm.
been going on. Why? Because most people think that they're better than other people when you're really not. Because guess what? We're all on the same earth together. We go through the same things together. And we experience the rain, we experience the snow, and we
Yes,
experience everything together. And together is the way we should be. Um,
yes.
and so, yeah, it's sad. It really is sad. It
Yeah.
really is sad. It
So
really
let's
is.
so let's change the world. I mean, if music is the way we do it, music has been the way. It's always been a social agent of change, and everything that we're doing, everything we're sharing here, uh,
Yeah,
music is that social agent.
definitely. And you know, before because we're gonna go ahead and play your song today, but before we do it, I want you to kind of think about it, you know, in your mind real quick. I want you to answer one question for me. You know, what is it like to dare to be different? You know, because we all have something different inside of us, but what was it like for you to dare to be different? And before you answer that question, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Dream Chasers Radio. This has been one of the things that we always strive to be, is a help to other people and to encourage people in whatever they decide to do, as long as it doesn't hurt themselves or anyone else. And when you see injustice being done, please make sure that you notify someone, or even take out your phone and make a documented video about it, because we need to stop this. It
Mm.
doesn't really matter what color you are. To me, it doesn't. But injustice is injustice. But injustice has been done to people of color and Hispanics and Chinese and Jews for so many years. And I think that we need to stop this. We need to really realize that we are all in this world together, and the blood that runs through every single one of our veins is pretty much intermingled by now. Okay? Just
Mm.
saying, you know. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. And don't forget to dare to be different. And Adrian's going to tell us how. You going to tell me how to dare to be different?
Oh, I froze. Sorry, I
Like,
froze for a second. All right. Uh, so daring to be different is actually, in my own perspective, is bearing culture and being mindful of who I am on the inside, but also honoring those who came before me and having value for the historical and the cultural place that I come from. I live in Minneapolis. I'm a native of Memphis, Tennessee. My parents grew up in the segregated South, and so I got stories for days and for days and for days. But being different is what allows you as an artist, as a producer, to stand out or to be unique, to be an outfit. We said we put on outfits. Well, yeah, you are an outfit. You are unique. You are wonderfully made. You are beautiful. And we spend a whole lot of time, wasting a lot of time being other people, when there's a whole bunch inside of you that is valuable, and that the world values, and that God that God has put inside of you. I'm a believer. I'm a firm believer, and I have a faith in God that He puts enough inside of me and enough inside of you that you don't have to be like anybody else. You can be who you are, and that's more than enough.
awesome. Go ahead and introduce your song.
So here is we can do it, everyone. We can all change the world. We believe in justice. We believe in equality. And we can, but if we're going to have those two things, and we got to have love in our heart, and we got to do it together. So here's we can do it.
Nobody was doing anything. They pulled in, they opened fire. Look at them, they're aiming their fire now.
We have several hundred, if not 1,000
We have the right to protest. We're not breaking anybody's right.
Continuing the fire.
Minneapolis tonight.
Same thing.
We can't stand silent anymore. There's no justice, so there's no peace. We're here for justice for George Floyd and everyone that has lost their lives before now.
I'm feeling like a warrior, fighting for the soul of the people. Things are out of control everywhere I turn to do good. Evil got a chokehold. I can't breathe, cause I'm born with a gap between me and my destiny. Do you feel me? It hurts so bad to see people suffer for things we all should have. I got my hands up. Why you acting so violent? Terrorizing the people who have not. If you wanna change the course of history, we gotta be the change we wanna see. I believe we can do it. Together, we're gonna change the world. Be a warrior, fight for justice, peace and harmony, equality for all people, the people. Together, we prosper. We can do it. You see, I'd rather make peace with my brother, not fight. Give a helping hand to my sister, that's right. We got so much more alike than different. A harmonizing symphony, not dissonant. Do you feel me? Souls are rising up, can't you hear the sound? It's the voices of the people, they matter. No peace, it's time to take a stand. If you wanna change, the answer is still the same. I believe we can do it. So let's do it. Together, we're gonna change the world. Be a warrior, fight for justice, peace and harmony, equality for all people, the people. Together, we prosper. Yeah, we can do it. Together, we're gonna change the world. Be a warrior, fight for justice, peace and harmony, equality for all people, the people. Together, we prosper. We can do it. So let's do it. Love is the key that unlocks the door to life, happiness, and liberty. And we can't settle for nothing less. The world needs more love. It's what the world needs more of. And if you wanna see the change, the answer is still the same. We can do it. So let's do it. Together, we're gonna change the world. Be a warrior, fight for justice, peace and harmony, equality for all people, the people. Together, we prosper. We can do it.
We want justice.
Together, we're gonna change the world. Be a warrior, fight for justice, peace and harmony, equality for all people, the people. Together, together we prosper. We can do it. So let's do it. We're gonna change the world.
Let your voice be heard. No justice, no peace. It's time for a change. It's a revolution. It's here. It's here. The revolution is now.
We can do it. Together, we're gonna change the world. We're gonna change the world. Change the world. Change the world. The people together we prosper. We can do it.
Let's change the world. We can do it. So let's do it.
I dare to be different. 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 I dare. I dare.